Hi, I'm Willie Sullivan from the Electoral Reform Society, and I just want to quickly share some thoughts about democracy because I know you're considering that in your Citizens' Assembly. So first of all, I'd like to say, let's ask the question, what is democracy? And often people think it is elections. You go and vote and then you get a representative, and that is democracy. But actually, that is just a system to try to arrive at democracy. And I would suggest that democracy is really about sharing out power across the country so as that the state, the country that we live in, and all the resources it has, from the army to the hospitals to all the money that it raises in taxes, is used for the interests of those people. Because if we share out power, then there's lots of people saying, are you doing the right thing, holding the government to account, and questioning it and making sure that the government and the politicians do use those resources in the interests of the people. So elections itself are not democracy. The sharing out of that power is democracy. And I think power is about the ability to stop bad things happening to you by the state or from elsewhere, and the ability to make good things. So, trying to get the state to behave in a way that is good for you and your families. And we have to ask the question, is the system working as it is at the moment? And I'd say probably not. Big indicators of that are climate change. We've not able to get the policy to address that, growing inequalities, and probably more importantly, well, not more important, these are vitally important, but just as important, or more of an indicator that democracy isn't working, is that people just don't trust it. On all the surveys, people are saying they don't trust the state to act in its interest. They don't trust politicians to act in their interests. So that mechanism that is supposed to make the state act in the interests of people isn't really working. So what can we do about it? I mean, we have the representative system. As I said, we vote for people to represent us, and we can make that better for sure. We can have an electoral system that makes sure that the number of MPs are much more in line with how people vote. We can change the House of Lords, which is largely appointed by the Prime Ministers of the day, and it even has hereditary peers in it. People are there because of their ancestors. And this would be important progress. I think also the fact that power is really centralised in this country, and we can see that in Northern Ireland and Wales and Scotland and other parts of England, people are not happy with that. It's too far away from them. And the way that Britain's currently made up, it's not able to deal with that. The democratic structures aren't working to make that properly. And you can see why, because the world has changed dramatically over only decades. Technology has shifted so much. The way we communicate with each other, the way we get news, the way we find out about the world is just so different. Yet our political system, bits of it are based hundreds of years ago, and it resists reform and update, where actually, when you think of the speed of society changing, it should be evolving all the time. And I think one of the process that you're involved in, the Citizens' Assembly, should be part of that system. We should have citizens' assemblies in every bit of local government, and some of them are looking at big issues like climate change, but they're kind of separate from the government, and I think there should be a way of building into it so that people, that there is ways of really sharing out power for people, and the way those big resources of the state are definitely working in their interests. Thanks.